Yes, the world can be a pretty dangerous place, what with all the baddies waiting for the right moment to take advantage of our vulnerability. But thankfully, karma is a bigger. Here's some glimmer of hope during these dark times as we show you the 10 satisfying times karma came for awful people. What's up, Facnatics? This is Discovery Amuse, serving up your daily dose of the most outrageous, outlandish, and out-of-this-world fun facts. Keep watching till our #1 entry to see how the universe foiled an actual terrorist plot. Time to serve some just desserts. Number 10. The 20-year-old bullet. Were you ever hurt by someone so bad that you wished that person would suffer karma's wrath? Back in 1893, Henry Ziegland called off his engagement with his fiancée. The damsel was so hurt that she committed suicide. Her brother sought revenge, so one day he pulled out a gun and shot Henry in the head before taking off. Fortunately for Henry, the bullet only grazed his face before lodging into a nearby tree where it would eventually sit for the next 20 years. In 1913, Henry wanted to take down the said tree, but instead of using a good old axe, he decided to uproot it with dynamite. The explosion dislodged the buried bullet, and like a story of retribution 20 years in the making, the bullet went straight into Henry's head and killed him. However, some people believe this incredible story was actually a hoax published by some bored teenagers in the early 1900s. Whether it's real or not, admit it, you felt real good after hearing that story, and guess what? We're just getting started.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Our top 1 pick will surely have you believing in miracles, so stay tuned for that.
I believe in miracles.
Number 9. Home Sweet Home. Our next story proves that karma is indeed one sneaky chameleon.
Come, chameleon.
In 2016, 71-year-old Lawrence Ripple marched into a bank in Kansas City with a note saying he had a gun and that he's demanding money.
Freeze! Nobody move! Get over there!
After a teller gave him $3 grand, instead of fleeing, Ripple sat in the lobby and waited for police to arrive.
This is the police. You are completely surrounded.
When they did, he made their jobs easier by surrendering right away. A thief that wanted to get caught? What was he up to?
You're facing the wrong way, sir.
It turns out that Ripple had an argument with his wife earlier that day, and he told her that he would rather be in prison than at home. As expected, he pleaded guilty at the court hearing, but instead of going behind bars, he was sentenced to 6 months of, wait for it, home confinement.
Who are these people?
We're not quite sure, though, whether it was Lawrence or his wife that karma was actually aiming at. One thing's for sure, though. He's a man without conviction. He's a man who doesn't know. Number 8. Real-life Lion King. Some people underestimate just how ferocious wild beasts are, but this time around, the tables have turned and the hunters ended up becoming the hunted. In July 2018, a group of poachers were hunting rhinos at the Sibuya Game Reserve in South Africa. These hunters were killing the rhinos for their horns, which are usually sold in parts of Asia. However, the next morning, an anti-poaching dog on patrol sensed that something was amiss, and its handler heard noises coming from a pride of lions. When they got to the site, they found a skull and half of a pelvis, along with 3 sets of shoes and gloves, a rifle, and an axe, leading the rangers to believe that the poachers were killed by the pride. Leave it to the kings of the jungle to protect their constituents. Number 7. Karma in a bottle. Taken from Justin Timberlake when he sang... In July of 2019, a woman stole a bottle of ketchup from a New Jersey diner. The restaurant didn't really notice the not-so-heinous crime involving a Heinz ketchup until a month later when they found this note along with 2 fresh bottles of the condiment. The note was an apology signed by a quote-unquote awful person. Maybe a Karen?
Okay, I don't mean to be a but the last 4 times we've come here, the food was awful.
She said her life had been plagued with bad luck since the deed, and someone even crashed into her car a few hours after she stole the ketchup bottle. She was hoping to get some good karma with the fresh bottles. And guess what? Her luck did a 180 turn when the Heinz company got wind of the apology letter and offered to pay for her car damages. Looks like good karma did catch up with her. Number 6. The Mugshot Scam. Mugshots.com is a website notorious for publishing mugshots of people and then demanding payments for them to take it down. The thing is, the scammers behind the website don't make distinctions between petty and grave offenders. And most of the people exposed find it difficult to land jobs.
I'm not hiring a thief.
In May 2018, two of its owners, Sahar Sarid and Thomas Kesey, were apprehended in South Florida and charged with extortion, money laundering, and identity theft.
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim.
Call it poetic justice, but now their mugshots are the ones published all over the internet for everyone to see.
That's our scumbag!
Number 5. Graveyard Heist. Not everything that glitters is gold, and not everything that has an alarm system hides great treasure. This is what a gang of thieves learned the hard way when they tried to break into an intriguing structure inside a cemetery that was heavily guarded by alarms. In November of 2017, the thieves tried to pry open the door hinges, but when that didn't work, they went on to pull off half of the roof. When that attempt failed too, they decided to cut through the brick wall, which, to their surprise, was a fake cladding. All their efforts went down the drain when they found out what's hiding inside the heavily guarded room. A porcelain toilet!
It's a toilet.
From La Casa de Papel to La Casa de Baño real quick. Number 4, brick it to me gently. In February of 2018, these two hooded hoodlums attempted to rob a warehouse in Shanghai, China by using bricks to smash through the windows. The first one took a shot, but failed. He tried to give way to his accomplice, but instead he ended up in the brick's trajectory. Bullseye! The brick knocked him to the ground and his partner had to drag him away. If all burglars are anything like these two blockheads, who needs cops? Number 3, all fired up. Sometimes you just have to keep calm and let karma carry on.
Gotta stay calm.
In this case, where a CCTV camera captured a couple of thieves breaking into a plumbing company in Antioch, California in July of 2019. They spent a couple of hours doing all sorts of stuff to get into the business, from cutting through a chain link fence, using a flare to open a storage container, and even breaking into the company's boat. But the universe probably saw what they were doing and decided to extinguish their plans. While they were preoccupied with their criminal hijinks, their trailer, which was parked right in front of the crime scene, caught fire. The flames spread quickly, and before they knew it, the trailer exploded. Karma sure had a blast with that payback. Number 2. Last snowman standing. In 2019, a couple from Kentucky built this 10-foot snowman they named Frosty. Very original. It's not the best-looking snowman out there, but it did provide some joy to the residents.
Happy Merry Yuletide Carol, faithful friends are dear.
Except for one who tried to spoil the winter fun. One day, the owner came home and saw tire tracks across the yard, abruptly ending at Frosty's base. The snow also had an imprint of what seemed to be a bumper. From the looks of it, it seemed that a car tried to run into the snow sculpture, but realized, albeit belatedly, that Frosty was built on top of a massive, sturdy tree stump to support its body. And that, kids, was how the Grinch tried to steal Christmas, but barked up the wrong tree. Before we go to our number 1 pick, do us a solid and make sure to smash the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Don't forget to choose all so you won't miss out on any of our latest life-changing, boredom-busting content. And of course, be sure to turn on notifications in your app's settings. Number 1, saved by the SMS. In 2011, the Russian security services disclosed details about a failed terrorist attempt at Moscow's Red Square on New Year's Eve. An unnamed woman reportedly plotted to detonate explosives through suicide bombing. The device was supposed to be triggered by a text message from her partner in crime. However, her plans were foiled when the explosives went off early, while she was still in the safe house. Apparently, her mobile phone provider had sent her a Happy New Year text message, which prematurely triggered the bomb. Yikes! Perhaps Karma's real name is actually Auld Lang Syne. So, do you think these are all unfortunate coincidences? Or do you believe there's a bigger cosmic force at work here? Let us know in the comments section below. Take home any of our exclusive gear by browsing our merch shelf or clicking the link in the video description. And while you're at it, take our quiz to find out how you can earn extra cash online doing what you do best. Awesome, right? We've got more incredible stories of retribution in store for you. Make sure to check out our list of the 9 secret messages sent by hostages that saved their lives. Till then, be kind to one another, Factnatics, and see you in the next video.